What's your age?
17.
What genre of films do you like?
Probably comedy.
Do you like thrillers?
I do.
So does violence bother you in movies, and if so, why?
No, it doesn't. I actually like a good bit of violence.
Do you have a favourite thriller? If so, what and why?
Probably Inception, because I really like the psychological element to it and the suspense.
And what makes a thriller suspenseful?
Having to figure things out for yourself.
What is your age?
I'm 16.
What genre of films do you like?
I like dramas.
Do you like thrillers?
Yes.
Does violence bother you in movies, and if so, why?
It doesn't.
Do you have a favourite thriller? If so, what and why?
Ooh, I would go with maybe The Prestige, if that's a thriller. Is that a thriller?
I think so.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah. Because it's a thriller.
Okay. What makes a thriller suspenseful?
Plot twists, dialogue, story, really. Plot.
How old are you?
16.
And what's your favorite genre of film?
Probably a rom-com.
Do you like or dislike thrillers?
I like thrillers.
And do you have a favorite thriller? If so, what is it and why?
Probably Taken, or one of the Taken, because they're really engaging and interesting to watch.
And what do you think makes a good thriller?
Lots of suspense, bit of violence, death, guns.
And what do you think it is that makes a thriller suspenseful?
Interesting characters, mysterious mystery, weapons, fighting.
Okay, awesome, thank you.
So what is your age?
I'm 16.
What genre of films do you like?
Romantic comedies.
Do you like thrillers?
No.
Does violence bother you in movies, and if so, why?
Yes, it does, because I don't like guns and I just don't like blood.
Do you have a favourite thriller? If so, what and why?
No, not really, because I don't like them, so I don't really tend to watch them.
But if you did, what do you think makes a thriller suspenseful?
Probably action and probably just the whole acting of like blood and gore. Probably.
Your age?
26.
What genre of films do you like?
Comedy.
Do you like thrillers?
Yeah, I guess.
Does violence bother you in films, and if
No,
so,
not at all.
why?
The grimmer, the better. It's got to be bloody.
Do you have a favourite thriller? If so, what and why?
I quite like Donnie Darko. I like not being able to guess what's going to happen. I like plot twists and a good, strong lead actor.
And what makes a thriller suspenseful?
Not being able to guess what happens too quickly. Like, feed it in a little bit. Let me work out what's going to happen rather than telling me straight away what's going to happen.
How old are you?
Late 20s.
And what's your favorite genre of film?
Action is my favourite genre of film.
And do you like or dislike thrillers?
I like thrillers, if they're good. They're very easy to make a bad one.
Do you have a favorite thriller? If so, what is it and why?
Heat with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, that's a crime thriller I really like. It's really well acted, it's a clever storyline, it's gripping. All the action sequences are well thought out, and it's the kind of film where you can't guess what's going to happen as it's happening. It changes as it goes along. If you didn't think that was typical thriller, then maybe Mr. Brooks with Kevin Costner, or even Silence of the Lambs, just because they got intriguing villains and a storyline that doesn't reveal itself so often at the very beginning. But yeah, all of those.
And what do you think makes a good film or thriller?
A good film or a good thriller?
A good thriller.
A good thriller. You have to have a gripping storyline that's not going to be predictable. It's got to stay in. It's got to have suspense. So for it to have suspense, it has to have a good storyline or good characters. Like, I have to care about them in some way. If you've just got your typical femme fatale and evil villain, then it's going to get very boring very quick. It has to be something where I care about the people in it, and I care about what's happening, so I'm invested. So as the story gets more tense and more suspenseful, I'm going to care. Every thriller is going to be a little bit different, but that air of suspense and wanting to find out what happens, that thrill in the thriller, you need that, and I think you can't have that without a good story and good characters.
And what makes a thriller suspenseful?
As I said, it's going to be characters and storyline. If we care about a character and what's going to be in it, it's also by perhaps also not treating your audience like idiots, not going completely with the conventions or stringing us along by making us try and work out what's happening and not going that kind of on the edge seat approach can be very successful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry, what is your age?
52.
What genre of films do you like?
Scary ones like zombies.
Do you like thrillers?
Yeah.
Does violence bother you in movies and why? If so, why?
Sorry, say it again.
Does violence bother you in movies?
No, not really. It scares me a bit. But
Yeah,
it doesn't
okay.
bother me that much.
Do you have a favourite thriller, and if so, what and why?
Oh, I don't know. No, I haven't got a favourite thriller. No.
And lastly, what makes a thriller suspenseful? Do you think?
I don't know.
Like guns and violence, or
I
do you
think
like
the
the
cutting
plot?
up of people.
The cutting, okay.
Have I got to have a? Oh, I can't have to tell you. Over 50.
Okay. What genre of films do you like?
Comedy
Do you?
and romance.
Okay. Do you like thrillers?
No.
Does violence bother you in films, and if so, why?
Yes, I get very upset by violence in films because I think it encourages other people to be violent.
Do you have a favourite thriller?
Yeah, probably The Jagged Edge
And why?
because it scared me for years afterwards,
And
and I got nightmares.
And lastly, what do you think makes a thriller suspenseful?
Cliffhangers, so never knowing what's around the corner and building things up, climax, anticlimax.
What's your age?
Quite old, 46.
What genre of films do you like?
I like westerns. I like science fiction films. I like action films and drama.
Do you like thrillers?
Yes.
Does violence bother you in movies, and if so, why?
Gratuitous violence for its own sake, I'm uncomfortable with, but violence that has a particular dramatic function, I'm very comfortable with.
And do you have a favourite thriller? If so, what and why?
That's a very good question. I'm going to say that favourite thriller is Seven by David Fincher because it's stylish and intellectually interesting.
And last one, what makes a thriller suspenseful?
By being put in the position of a main character and not given or only given just enough information to understand why they're there and therefore feeling that sense of uncertainty and threat and vulnerability.
What is your age?
I'm 48.
What genre of
Sometimes
films?
you forget.
What genre of films do you like?
What genre of films?
Yeah.
I like those sort of policey, FBI, bit of guns, bit of action.
So I take it you like thrillers.
I do like thrillers.
Does violence bother you in movies, and if so, why?
Does it bother me?
Yeah.
Certainly not.
Do you have a favourite thriller?
Not that I can think of on the spot, but I'll work on that.
What makes a thriller suspenseful?
Suspenseful.
Yeah.
I kind of like it when you don't know what's about to happen, but it annoys me when you couldn't have predicted it. It annoys me when something just comes in at the end that you couldn't possibly have predicted because it cheats you out of the, I worked it out myself.
Okay.